How do you convert Word docs into other formats? The table of contents. First, we'll be doing an intro to file conversion. Then we'll be going to conversion methods. Then we're going to give some format-specific tips. And finally, some extra information, how to convert Word docs to various different file formats. 1. Introduction to file conversion. So what is file conversion? File conversion means changing a document from one file format to another. And this helps make the file easier to share, open, or use for different purposes. Word documents are commonly converted to other formats for compatibility. And for example, you can turn a .docs type file into another format like PDF or HTML. And converting docs makes the docs usable across different platforms. And it also helps keep formatting or simplify content. So why convert Word documents? Word documents are great for editing, but they're not always ideal for sharing or viewing on all devices. Converting these Word documents to other formats makes it easier for others to open a file without needing the specific Microsoft Word application. And file converting also helps preserve formatting and content exactly as intended. So for example, it's easier to share across devices. It can prevent accidental edits. For example, if you see a Word document as a PDF, then people can't edit the document. And also it keeps the layout and structure intact. So here are some common formats and their uses. Again, we'll talk about some of these later. There are many different formats that you can convert Word files into, and each serves a different purpose. PDF is great for secure viewing or only sharing. Plain text files or TXT files, they strip away all the formatting, everything that you don't need, all the images, everything else. So it's just like a text doc. HTML and EPUB are helpful when publishing to websites. HTML is for websites, and then EPUB is for ebooks. So these are just a list of different file formats. So number 2, conversion methods. So here are some online conversion tools. Now we can talk about it. I think it's in one of like the other slides that's coming up. You can always convert with Google Docs or Microsoft Word, but here are some other online conversion tools you can use. Online tools like Small PDF, Cloud Convert, and Zamsar let you convert files quickly by uploading them through a browser. So you can just find this on your web browser, no app needed. And these services are convenient when you're using a device without Microsoft Word or Google Docs, or when you're in a rush. And it's more useful if there's file formats, if there's really unique or weird file formats, stuff that you won't just find in when you're converting a Microsoft Word doc directly. And you need a stable internet connection when you're using these services because they're online. And there may be limits on file size or daily.
Rana, can you please slow down?
Yeah. Okay. So these services, like Small PDF, Cloud Convert, and Zamzar, are convenient when you're using a device without Microsoft Word. So if you don't have the app, or when you're in a rush, you do need a stable internet connection to use these platforms. And there are always like going to be limits on the file size and daily conversions when you're using these conversion platforms. And also always check if the service is secure before uploading any sensitive files that you have. So just to conclude really quick, online conversion tools, they're mainly if you don't have the Microsoft Word platform, or if you're in a rush to convert files, or maybe you have a file type that isn't supported by Word for conversion, then you use these. And these are good because you can upload the file and choose the format you want to convert to. They're quick and easy, no software usually needed. And you can also watch for size limits and privacy concerns when you're using these applications. Now, here's the Google Docs method. You can also convert docs to different types of documents using Google Docs. So as you all know, Google Docs is free. It's a web-based tool that works well for document conversion. You can upload your Word document to Google Drive or open it with Google Docs. Or if you're already using Google Docs for your document, then everything is already there. And then if using the file feature, you can download it into different formats directly from Google Docs different formats like PDF or plain text. And it works across different devices. Almost all devices have Google Docs available as an app or a web browser. And it's also great for people who use Chromebooks or don't have Word installed. And it's also really good for simplicity. I tend to think that Google Docs is much more simple than Microsoft Word, and it's much more user-friendly just because it's made by Google. And your documents are already saved in the cloud automatically when you upload or use Google Docs. So to do this, you first upload your document to Google Drive, or maybe if it's already on Google Docs. So then you open up Google Docs, and then you click File, download as PDF, TXT, and you can choose from a list of formats over there. Again, I'll show you guys a demo. So here are some format-specific tips. Converting to PDF. PDF is one of the most popular and secure file formats for sharing. PDFs preserves your documents' layout, fonts, images. It saves pretty much everything, no matter what device the other person uses. You can just simply download it. And converting a Word document to PDF is really easy using Word itself, Google Docs, or online tools. So if you want to convert your Word document to a PDF, it's really easy using a ton of tools. PDFs are great for resumes, school projects, etc. They're also really good for printing out. And it keeps the original formatting locked. It keeps pretty much everything the same. And then it's also easy to open on most devices. You don't need a specific app. It's just from your downloads folder. Now, plain text is a bit different, and I'll have a short story on this to tell you guys in just a moment. But plain text files remove all the styling, fonts, and images. It's just like what the title says. It just gives you plain text from whatever document you download. This format is useful for coding, basic documentation, or transferring text into systems that don't support rich formatting. Just keep in mind that plain text won't support any visual elements like bold text, tables, photos, emojis, etc. So these are mainly used for scripts, code, or just clean plain text with no formatting. And there are no images, styles, or formatting. But on the upside, it has a very small file size. So you can store much more in plain text, I guess, than you could with a doc with photos and everything. And just a short story to touch on this. I actually use plain text for my YouTube channel because when I make videos, I usually upload the captions. And since you don't run any images and anything else in captions, YouTube only takes these type of files. So through Google Docs, I always have to convert the TXT files in order to upload to YouTube. So finally, converting to HTML or EPUB. HTML is a standard language for web pages, and you can convert Word documents into HTML, and that makes them ready to upload online. EPUB is a format used for digital books and works with e-readers like Kindle or Apple Books. So both of these are great for bloggers, writers, or anyone publishing content digitally. So just to recap, HTML is for websites. It's a platform that websites run on. EPUB is for ebooks specifically. And some of these may need some cleanup after conversion. So next, converting Word docs into various file formats. This is also going to provide some extra information about some of the file formats. So Word to PDF, RTF, and TXT. Microsoft Word allows easy conversion, as I said, into multiple formats like PDF, RTF, or rich text format, and TXT, plain text. Each of these formats serves different needs. PDF is best for secure sharing, and it keeps all the formatting intact, like I said. RTF keeps some formatting, and TXT is for just plain text content. You can access these through the Save As or Export options in Microsoft Word. So just to recap, PDF is great for non-editable sharing, so you can't edit the PDF file directly. RTF keeps the simple formatting, and it's also cross-platform, so you can use it across platforms. And TXT removes all the formatting and is good for plain notes or coding. And here's some more unique, I guess, options. Although less common, Word files can also be converted into image formats like PNG or JPG, spreadsheets, CSV, or even presentation slides like PPT. And don't worry if these names are a bit confusing. These are just the acronyms used. So If you want to think of image formats, think PNG or JPG, but that's just the acronyms, nothing confusing. These conversions often need third-party tools or extra steps in some cases, but they're useful for specific tasks like visual guides or data extraction. Be cautious with formatting when converting to very different file types. So to convert a Word document to image, you can use the snipping tool or PDF to image tools online. For Word to CSV, which is again for spreadsheets, you can use the tables feature and then save as text and then import that to save as a CSV. And then for Word to PowerPoint, you can copy the content and paste it into a PowerPoint. I guess that's what the presentation means. Or you can also use export tools. Here are the resources. I'll see if we can send these in the email that you guys get.